The top 10 insane world records of all time. From real-life Rapunzel to real-life Flash, we've all seen people make all sorts of bizarre and insane world records by their naturally gifted powers or just through dedication. But did you know that some people took the level of insaneness way beyond our thinking capability? There's no doubt in the fact that the Guinness Book has been recording world records for over 68 years now. And even though they've appreciated many people, they've also given some very weird awards to people for their insanity. Let's find out what all the fuss is about. But before that, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And while you're at it, how about you give the video a thumbs up as well? Number 1. Furthest arrow shot by feet. This is one of the most insane things I've ever seen. Arrow shots from hands is understandable, but how can someone possibly manage to shoot arrows with their feet with their bodies all bent out of shape? Brittany Walsh from Portland in the United States left everyone's jaws dropped after her extremely tough stunt. She ended up making a world record that most of us can't even think of. And I'm guessing she was able to do it because of her history with the circus where she used to perform and practice. On March 31st, 2018, Brittany shot an arrow with her feet that went as far as 12.31 meters, which is breathtakingly impressive. She had her body completely bent backwards in a ball-like shape, and she controlled her bow and arrow just with her feet, without using her hands. I don't know about you, but I can't even manage to touch my hands to my toes while standing, and this woman literally did the impossible. Applause for her. Number 2. Most tattooed man. Do you walk around the streets and then sometimes end up spotting someone with way too many tattoos? Well, even if they have a lot of them, they still don't have as many tattoos as this guy from New Zealand, who has no space left on his skin where there isn't any ink. Greg Paul McLaren, who's also famously known as Lucky Diamond Rich, is a performing artist who performs scary stunts like swallowing a sword. To take his character to a whole new level, he decided to pump things up a little by getting as many tattoos as he can possibly get, be it his face, skull, feet, or any other delicate body part. Gregory has ink everywhere. He has over 1,000 tattoos on his body and currently holds the most insane world record. A fun fact here is that Gregory is rich after gaining popularity in the world of the circus, where he traveled around the world performing his acts and leaving people in awe. After getting his world record for the most tattooed man, his fame was unstoppable. Number 3. Highest jump on a pogo stick. And next up, we have a man who doesn't fear heights because he decided to jump as high as he could on a pogo stick. We've all tried one in our childhood, but never took it as seriously as to make a world record out of it, right? Well, it turns out Dmitry Arsenev from Italy had to do what he had to do. This guy got a world record for the highest jump of 3.4 meters on a pogo stick on the set of Le Norte des Records back in November 2018. It's been 2 years since his insane and very unusual world record, and no one has yet to break his record. Now, he isn't some circus performer or someone who practices a lot, but it just goes to show you that being dedicated can surely get you into the Guinness Book of World Records if you really want to. So just think about the most bizarre thing ever and do it like no one ever has. Bam, you're already there in the headlines. Number 4. Longest hair on a teenager. In a world full of pixie haircuts, a teenager in India decided to become the youngest Rapunzel and get her hands on that Guinness record. Nalanji Patel is the proud owner of the longest hair on a teenager, and she loves this record because according to Indian culture, long hair is a sign of beauty and Indians adore women with long hair. Nalishi's hair was last measured on the 29th of July 2020, and at that time her hair was as long as 6 foot 6.7 inches or 200 centimeters. According to the record holder, her parents have supported her throughout her journey in growing her hair, and therefore she hasn't had to cut it since early childhood. To handle such long hair must be tough, right? Well, it takes her an entire day to shower and comb her hair, and since she herself can't reach every strand to comb through it, her mother usually helps her with it. And that's not all. Nalanshi also has to take twice as much in her diet because, very obviously, her hair takes up most of her food and nutrients. So if you're thinking of breaking her record, make sure you keep in mind all the pros and cons that come with it. Number 5. Shortest living horse. This cute little horse proves that records are not only for humans, and that animals can also earn them with their own uniqueness. Bumble from Poland is the smallest living horse, and you won't believe how adorable and harmless this little creature is. I mean, surely we need more of them around, right? So if you're wondering about the height of Bumble, well, it's just 56.7 centimeters, and that's shorter than a full measuring tape, by the way. This cute little male horse is owned by Katarina Zelinska. But here's the sad part. Bumble didn't live very long and died back in 2018, just after his height was last recorded. It's been almost 2 years and no male horse has been able to break the record that Bumble set. But then again, not everyone is born as special as he was. Number 6. Largest hula hoop spun. And here's yet another insane record that'll blow your mind. A woman named Getty Kahayeva of the United States got a very bizarre record of spinning the largest hula hoop in the world. This ring was 17 feet in diameter, and the woman literally spun a 17-foot massive hula hoop. We all know that a normal person can't go around making a lot of records like this, and it requires a lot of practice. And I guess it's fair enough to say that Getty's been performing in circuses, and she's very passionate about it. Her record is something that not everyone dares to break, but she made it, and she can't be more proud of it. Her life has completely changed after she achieved her amazing record because, very obviously, she started gaining popularity, and now she's one of the highest paid circus and entertainment performers out there. Just one record and your life can change in ways you can't even imagine. Get there already, guys. Number 7. Largest guitar amplifier. How much noise do you think you can bear? Well, some people think humans don't have the little sensitive eardrums, and therefore they make these crazy, bizarre things. Full Sail University in the US made an insanely massive amplifier for events as huge as the Tomorrowland concerts, I'm guessing. This amplifier has crazy dimensions of just over 10 feet long by 8 feet by 4 feet wide. The University of Orlando, Florida received its award for the biggest guitar amplifier back in 2017, and it's been 3 years, but no one's been able to break this bizarre record. The amplifier is still under the university's possession, and it's hard to tell if it's being used or showcased. Either way, making something so unusual to get a record is a huge achievement for the university. Students there have something really to be proud of. Number 8. Tallest hat. You might have to think hard about the purpose of this hat because, well, sadly, there is none. Because nobody would want to wear a hat so tall and roam around with that much weight on their head, right? So I guess it's safe to say that the guy only created this hat for the sake of a world record, but there's nothing really wrong with that. He set out with a goal and he successfully ended up achieving it. This 15-foot 9-inch tall hat was created by Odeon Ozair of the United States. He received a record for his creation back in April of 2018. The fun fact here is that Odeon didn't just have to create the tallest hat and showcase it, he had to wear it and walk around for 32 feet to prove that the hat was indeed very rigid and good enough to enter the Guinness Book of World Records. Because, after all, what would be the point of a hat that was tall and yet flaccid? Surprisingly enough, Odeon and his hat passed the test, and therefore he was awarded with his record in no time. He made headlines all around the world because, without a doubt, he achieved one of the most bizarre world records of all time. Number 9. Largest table tennis paddle. Our second to last pick of the day is the largest ping pong paddle, which, very honestly, doesn't seem to have a purpose. I'm not sure why anyone would go through such lengths to build a paddle that they might not even use. I mean, maybe it's possible that they wanted to hit these trick shots because there has been this YouTube trend for a while now, but other than that, this paddle doesn't seem to get used much. So here's the biggest ping pong paddle. It's approximately 11 feet 7.8 inches tall and 6 feet 7.8 inches wide. This insane paddle was built by Rise Brands, who comes from the United States. He built this paddle at Pins Mechanical Company in Columbus, Ohio, and received his award in July 2017. No one ever since has thought about breaking his record because it's not really a really useful one, and it's a little too crazy to be broken. Think about it. Would you want to create a table tennis paddle bigger than this one? Number 10. Largest collection of Transformer memorabilia. Sometimes the kid in us never dies, right? Well, I'm guessing that's the case with this guy, who ended up purchasing every possible piece of Transformer memorabilia and toy. There's a lot of planning that must have gone in to collect his massive collection. I mean, let's start with the storage area, and then there's the investment, and then the care required of each of his pieces, because who would want to purchase so many toys just to throw them away, right? Louis Georgeau is the proud owner of the world record for having the largest collection of Transformer memorabilia. He comes from the United Kingdom, but he sure has an entire Transformers kingdom set up at his place. And if you're thinking this is a kid or teenager, well, that's not the case, because he's a fully grown adult. He received his award back in May of 2017, and he's been holding his record firm ever since then, and has about 2,111 pieces in his insane collection. Alright guys, this brings us to the end of this video. Let us know in the comments below if you know of any more bizarre world records that exist. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video.